Well, good afternoon. Exciting day for Kansas State football. We've been working extremely hard. Appreciate everybody's efforts. We have a number of student athletes that are joining the Wildcat family, and we couldn't be more thrilled for us and for them and their families. So a couple of thank yous out there. Obviously, thanks to Taylor. He's kind of running the show. Taylor Braet here was with me, picked me up on Saturday morning with Colin Klein. Blake Seiler picked us up Saturday morning in Fargo at 6 a.m. after a couple hours of rest, and hit a bunch of places on Saturday, and it was a lot of fun. Just picking their brain, them picking my brain about recruiting. We had a great time, and saw a lot of guys, and appreciate their efforts so much in helping me kind of facilitate some of these guys in becoming part of the Wildcat family. Brian Norwood as well really helped me with some of these defensive backs that he had a great rapport with. Kelly Creer, Casey Harper, thanks so much for all the support that you guys gave the recruits and families when they came on their visits. And that's the challenge right now, is me reaching out to all these families. I met a number of families, but a lot of them was just on the phone, and gaining trust in myself, my vision, with help from all these guys, that Kansas State's a great place. It doesn't matter who's in the front of the room. The institution's a phenomenal institution. You're going to get a great degree. You're going to play Big 12 football. You're going to compete at the highest level. You're going to have an opportunity to be successful and have an opportunity to compete. And I'm thrilled with the fact that we're able to sign 15 guys today. We had 9 of them on offense, 5 of them on defense, 1 specialist. We had 2 college transfers coming in, 1 junior college transfer, 12 high school guys, 5 from Kansas, 5 from Texas, 1 from Missouri, 1 from South Carolina, 1 from Indiana, 1 from Georgia, and 1 from Illinois. And make no mistake, we need to win in the states of Kansas and Missouri. We need to win with the Kansas City Metro guys. And I believe that's something that I can bring to the table with these guys, is the fact that a lot of ties in the Kansas City area. And the Kansas City area has phenomenal football. The state of Kansas has great football. The state of Missouri has great football. And we want to really own that footprint. And we're able to get 5 guys from Kansas and 1 from Missouri. We still have some work to do in January. And we'll have 10 guys ultimately on the road once we get to January. Busting our tail for Wildcat Nation to try to fill the rest of those spots. But we couldn't be more happy with the group that we have signed today. Taylor knows a lot about these guys. You know, Colin and Blake know a lot about these guys. I know about a number of them. But Taylor's going to be the brain trust up here, because he's developed relationships with. Now that's a term that's real loosely. So, we're going to go through the guys, answer questions, and take it from there. So open it up for questions.
Taylor, I want to ask you first. I know it's about the kids today, and I understand that. But for you personally, how meaningful is this to have been with this class the entire time and help keep it together?
I was just so excited when Coach decided to keep me. I mean, me and my family. I'm a third-generation Kansas kid, so this is home, and I'll do anything for home. I mean, I wear purple everything, purple shoes, purple wedding ring. So when Coach gave me the opportunity to keep me and wanted me, I took with all the pride I could to go out on the road, see all these kids, because to me, the kids are what we're going to build this team on, and that's how we're going to be successful, is with recruiting, and it starts with recruiting. And now we finally kind of get to do that, and Coach allowed me to go out and do it, and I was pumped to actually be able to go do it. I mean, the first stop I made was to my high school, just because it made sense. You know, I got to connect all the circles. The second was to go see my dad at his junior college. I mean, those 2 feelings right there, I can't really explain to anybody else. It was just a surreal moment. And so, but I've enjoyed it, and I know Coach trusts me to go out and get these kids and do this, and I'm just going to have fun and be me. I don't know how anything else but to be goofy and have a good time and be relatable to these kids. So.
Coach, Scott Richmond with GoPowerCat.com. One individual who stood out to me was James Gilbert, the running back. Obviously, K-State's depleted in that department. What stands out to you about James, and how did he come about coming here?
Well, he has 1 year left, and we need some leadership and some veteran guys in that room. I know that it's depleted. I'm familiar with James. I know somebody that's a mentor of his in the Indianapolis area, which is where he's from. He reached out to me and said a young man was looking to transfer, and he fit the skill set of what we're looking for as a running back. And so when I took over, whatever it's been, a week or so ago, I reached out to him, and he'd been looking at a lot of places, and he saw our depth chart, and I had Taylor get in touch with him as well because he knew our depth chart better than I did, and it was a fit. And some of the things we're going to do offensively, he was able to watch, I think on Friday night especially, and say, I think I can help. I think I can have a skill set that can come here and be an immediate impact. And he knows there's going to be competition, but I was excited to add an older kid to the class.
Yeah, I think with Coach's first call, you called me on that night you got announced and said, remember this name? I said, okay, I'll remember it. And that was James, so, yep.
Coach Klieman, you guys added a second quarterback in this class, which is Jaron Lewis, and he was committed to North Dakota State, so what does he kind of bring to the table?
Well, I know one thing. We lost a quarterback not long ago in the program, and it was really important for me to make sure we had enough quarterbacks, and that's the position that you need to have great depth. You need to have great competition. And when we were down another number there, I asked Colin to find the best quarterback, and Colin had continued to build relationships with both Chris and Jaron throughout the process, especially in the fall, and it fit another skill set for us and fit another need for us, because I've been a part of programs where if you lose a guy at the quarterback position and you don't have a backup, it doesn't matter how good you are in other places, you're going to struggle. And so I think adding to the quarterback depth, adding to the competition is going to be really healthy. And I know that Coach Klein is excited to have more depth and more competition in the room.
For both of you guys, to land the Free State kids, how important is that, not just from obviously getting the talent there, but just what it says about winning a battle like that in Kansas' backyard?
Well, I'll let you handle that one.
I
You were
mean,
jumping up.
Oh, yeah, I was going crazy over that one. That one is, you go back and you win where you win at. I mean, you win in Lawrence, and that's where you go take those kids out of, and they're coming here. I mean, that says a lot. And, I mean, I could really go into more detail, but I probably shouldn't. But I'm super excited to have them, and they're great players, great kids, come from great families, and they want us to be successful, and they're Kansas kids that believe in the state, and they're going to start off, and that's a major punctuation mark of bang, we got this going. So I'm jacked for that.
I got a question for each one of you. First, Taylor, what was just the hardest part about keeping this recruiting class together during a coaching search? And then for Chris, when he's done, obviously there's still work to do, working toward February. What will be your main priorities as you work toward that?
I mean, I was just selling the fact that we had a great AD and he's going to find the perfect fit. And obviously he did. And, I kept telling kids everywhere I went, everywhere I saw, I said, there's going to be changes, but at the same time, you're not going to change everything. So, selling Gene was easy, and just telling them, hey, have confidence in us. Just wait for us to make this hire before you get, because K-State's still going to need you. The need for you is still going to be there. We're still going to need DBs. We're still going to need running backs and those things. And, these kids are loyal. A lot of kids stick to their word. I mean, it got a little shaky at times, of course, but, I mean, we just kept going and kept attacking these kids. And the staff did a good job on the way out. The guys just, contacting kids too and, telling them, hey, K-State's a good spot to be at. So, and Coach came in and knocked it out. I mean, we were contacting kids and we were doing everything as soon as he was. I know he was making calls all the time for me and all those things. So, I mean, it was nice having that help. So, that really helped.
And for me, recruiting's really fluid. We have positional needs everywhere, and we're going to continue to look at the best fit for Kansas State, and whether that's another running back, a wide receiver, a defensive back, a linebacker, whatever it may be. When we're able to get the staff together, we'll have an opportunity to get together in San Antonio at the convention and kind of brainstorm a little bit, and Taylor will be a big part of that, and to decide where do we need to still go, what do we still need to fill there. But make no mistake, it has to be a fit. It has to be the right kind of guy that will fit our culture and be successful here, not only academically but athletically as well.
Coach Klieman, with all the positions you signed, it looks like defensive back, the second kind of knocked it out of the park. You get a couple transfers, and then obviously you get William Jones to kind of come in here and flip today or last night whenever he made that decision. How big of a splash was this improvement to the secondary?
Well, I know that was an area of need, and that was one of the things Taylor let me know right off the bat is we need to be able to land some DBs, and we'll continue to look for defensive backs. And we were able to flip William last night. Coach Seiler and I were on the phone with him for quite a while, and his dad, and they loved their visit up here. Absolutely loved their visit, and they just hadn't met me. They hadn't been around me, and I know that's difficult. And there's a lot of trust factors involved in recruiting. It's building relationships, and that's why Blake was such a big help to me last night. Him sitting there and just reiterating some of the things that I was talking to the young man and his family about. That hey, we see that this is genuine, and I know that it was important for his family to be able to watch him play, and so that probably helped in the decision process to go from out in the West Coast to play in the Midwest, and we hit it off. And there's not many defensive head coaches out there anymore, and especially somebody that has defensive background. And I think that was a big play as well for William to know that that we're going to get to know him. I'm going to get to know him really well and get a chance to work with him.
Taylor, this question is for you. It's like you just go down his bio for Jack's grandfather, mom, both older brothers, all KU connections. What was his recruitment like in terms of, did you feel from the start you were somewhat playing from behind, or was he someone who kept an open mind and said, hey, I don't want to be defined by my family having this?
I think he wanted to be different, and from the start, I built a relationship with the dad a long time ago with Joe, and I've been emailing with the dad back and forth for probably since the oldest was junior in high school. And the Deneen family is great, but they know what best suits him here and what the offense is going to be and how we're going to run, and he knows that this is the best home for him. And I think he wants to be different, and Keenan was a good help too. I mean, they're both friends, and now I think that's 4 kids from the city of Lawrence that are all here. And so they're all kind of building a bond. And obviously the football out in Lawrence has been pretty good. So just like Kansas City. And so if we're winning those areas in Kansas City and Lawrence and Wichita, which we'll get more into, I mean, it's going to be good. I mean, so, yeah, go Cats. Somebody wanted me to finish with that one.
So much respect for the Deneen family. That's difficult to do when you have so many legacies at a school. And Jackson and his father and his mom and his younger brother all visited North Dakota State in the spring, so they at least were familiar. He had never committed to North Dakota State or anything like that, but they were at least familiar with myself, and I spent some good time with him. So I'd already had a little bit of a rapport with that family, and I think they're excited about what we're going to do offensively that would fit his son's skill set.
Coach, obviously Colin and Blake are here. Are they going to be officially on your staff?
I hope so. Absolutely, I hope so.
I was going to ask you about Chris Herron. Is the plan for him to be a quarterback when he gets here?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, like Coach said, we're going to build depth and make competition. I mean, he is a great athlete, but, I mean, he's a quarterback. So we're going to give him a shot and let him do it and compete for it. And it's going to be a fun room now with all these guys and how athletic they all are, too. I mean, we all know how successful K-State's been in the past with quarterbacks that played other positions, too. I'm not saying that's what he's going to do, but he's going to be a quarterback, and I'm excited to see him. Colin, we were just reevaluating him upstairs again, and, I mean, he's impressive, especially when he runs. I mean, he's got a gift with his feet, so there's a lot we'll see with him.
Coach, you had a very small window here to make this happen, and have a guy like Taylor that's on the ground that not only knows the class, but brings this infectious energy to the endeavor. How important was that to have him around?
Well, it was instrumental because he knew everybody, and he would get in contact with these kids and say, Coach is calling you, or get the kid on the phone. And, that's what it takes. It's recruiting is about building relationships. That's number one thing. You have to build relationships. You can have the best facilities, you can have the best offense, best defense, whatever you want to call. You have to build relationships. And when all those young men knew that Taylor was going to stay aboard, they're like, okay, I know a familiar face. I know somebody that I can trust. And he kept explaining to the kids some of my visions and my beliefs, and I think they fit. And so we couldn't have done it without him, without question. He's done a great job from the start of this process, and these processes start at the latest, like last January at this time, and it's a full year. And I know Taylor spent longer than that on some of these kids, and that's a sign of somebody that's committed. And that's an easy thing for me to keep a guy around when they work as hard as they do, and they love the school they work for, and they have great passion. Energy's over the top once in a while, but it's fun. It's infectious.
Taylor, getting out on the road, how much fun was that?
That was awesome. Lindsay, our compliance officer, I'm sure was worried the entire time I was out there. You know, I didn't keep track of all the violations, but no, I'm joking. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I got that opportunity, because once Coach brings in his whole staff, you know, I won't probably be able to do that again. So I really went out and just had fun with it. So.
Taylor, off the top of your head, is there a position or two that's become a bigger need for this program under the schemes Coach Klieman will probably use than what you saw in the past?
Yeah, I think with running backs and tight ends, we're going to need more of those here in the future. And, you know, we got to walk on great ones, too, at that position also, because they're going to have chances to earn scholarships. And, I mean, I think those are the two probably positions I would say, and keep recruiting DBs. So.
Coach, you kind of talked about how you want to hammer home Kansas, Missouri, and Kansas City. What's an ideal allotment of how you want your recruitment class to be in terms of how many from certain areas?
I've never had a quota, so to speak. I still want to have the best fit, the guy that fits the profile that we're looking for. But if there's a profile, a young man that's in that area as opposed to out of region, well, we should give that kid an opportunity, because those young men in those areas know Kansas State football and the great tradition that is Kansas State football. And I'm a firm believer that you play for teams that you've seen growing up. You play for teams that you love. You play for teams that have been a part of your fabric as a young person. And so we're going to just keep digging into those areas.
Just going back to James Gilbert, just curious how soon you see him getting on the field and what kind of competition.
Well, time will tell, and he has an opportunity to compete, and that's something that I never tell a kid, I promise this, promise that, you're going to play, all those other things. I don't believe in that. I promise a young man an opportunity, and if you give a young man an opportunity and that's what you promise them, I think they'll come through. If you promise them other things that maybe a little bit delusional, then we get too high expectations for guys. And they're smart enough, they see the room, they're smart enough, they see the depth chart. The fact that he can be here in the spring is so valuable, to be able to learn the offense, to be able to understand the playbook and be around the coaches. So he'll have a great opportunity to compete.
And then have you gotten the offensive and defensive coordinator spots nailed down yet?
I have not. We're still working on that. We're hoping could be anywhere from 48 hours to another week or so.
We got time for one or two more for Coach.
Chris, did recruits look at you any differently when you were in the K-State windbreaker, the North Dakota State? Was it any different out on the road coaching for you?
You know, I'm sure that they did. I'd be naive to say they didn't. But I still think it's about having a rapport with a family, having a rapport with a young man, being honest with them, having energy with their family, and letting that family know you're going to challenge the heck out of their son, but you're going to love them up too. And that's the fine balance of making sure that those parents and those student athletes know that it's never going to be easy. If it were easy, everybody would do this. That we're going to challenge the heck out of them, but not every day is going to be a great day, and they have to feel comfortable to knock on my door, knock on Taylor's door, or Colin and Blake, and say, I need some help. I just need to talk to somebody. And if you can do those two things, challenge the heck out of a young man, and let the parents know that you're going to love them, you have a great chance to recruit them.
Last one here.
Is there a number of spots you'd like to fill or prospects you'd like to add between now and February?
I mean, we got a number, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I can tell them what it is. But, yeah, we got a number of more that we want to get. That might be close to it. You know, it might be an even number. But, I mean, we're going to go out and go get it done. So we'll take it. We're going to go out and, like Coach said, and when January comes around, we're going to go attack it and finish off this class the right way. But I think with signing 15 today, you know, that was awesome. And the number, and with everything that's gone on, you know, every year's been difficult just because we've never known if Coach is coming back or not. And now with this set in stone and with us putting together staff, I can't imagine how great next year is going to be. So